foul. That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Being tough.
What's up, Boston Bruins? Boston Bruins.
What is going on YouTube? It's boy Just Somebody here on YouTube and from Bean Town Taste. We're back again with another reaction video. And I know technically they are still in the race for a playoff spot, but I'm calling it, guys. It's Jover for the Boston Bruins. The reason why I'm saying it's Jover because one of the previous losses that the Boston Bruins just had was against Buffalo, who is last in our division. They are one of the worst teams in the NHL, and this is who you're losing to? I gotta call it. And not only did you lose to the Buffalo Sabres, you got blown out by them. I don't know what's going on with the team, the morale, the locker room, and everything. It seems like they are meshing together, like they seem like they're friends with each other, whatever. But like on the ice, they are not meeting eye to eye. And I got a feeling the coach has a lot to do with it also. The interim coach, I should say. Because, you know, what they do is they fire the coach before they blame the players. And what the problem is with this team right now is the players. It's not the coaches. It's the players and the front office and Don Sweeney. I got to call it. It's over for them. They're not making the playoffs. And if they do make the playoffs, which if at this rate, if they're going to make the playoffs, they are going to be a wild card team in the playoffs. Guess what? You're facing either the Capitals or you're facing Florida. And both of those teams have been a wagon this year. You're not beating them in a 7-game series. You might get swept out of the building, especially if you're facing the Capitals. You might get swept out of the building. I don't know. They've made a ton of mistakes in free agency, in the draft, the last couple seasons. The coaching, they've made decisions that were not the best. They've made a lot of mistakes these last few years. I'm honestly shocked, I will say this at the very least. I'm honestly shocked that it took them this long to fall off a cliff. Because I honestly thought, like, after Bergeron and Krejci leaving last year, where they were kind of porked in the salary cap, and then they traded off Taylor Hall for nothing, basically. Was that last year? Oh, no, I think that was this past year. No, it was last year. Trying to go backtrack real quick. I thought last year was going to be the start of the downfall, but it turned out to be a year later. They're not watchable right now. And honestly, Swayman, he got that money, but like he's not showing that he's proving that money. Did they pick the wrong goalie? Possibly. If you were to ask me, yes. Or if anything, they should have went what they were doing with the two goalies. Because it seems like Jeremy Swayman is more of like a platoon goalie than he is like one of your big caliber goaltenders in the league. Right now, that's not looking like a great contract. And yesterday, it wasn't too great either for Corpusello. I had questions about him being the backup goalie at the beginning of the year, and honestly, I think he's been playing better than Swayman has. How is that possible? After everything that Swayman was doing in the offseason, fighting for his money and everything else, you get what you kind of asked for, and then you don't even show up. Really? We're going to react to Felger Mazz. Is the Boston Bruins run officially over? What run? What run? There's only been one Stanley Cup championship in these past, what? 14 years? Because the last one they won was, what, 2011? So let's go back to, like, 2010. So it's been, like, 13, 14, 15 years, whatever the number is. What run? I mean, they went to a couple Stanley Cups. They went to 3 Stanley Cups total, but they only won once. Come on. What run? I think you just need a complete shakeup in that locker room. If I'm the Boston Bruins, I'm selling at the trade deadline. I just have to. I don't know who you sell off. Here's a name that I might sell off. And this might look to you guys as like a crazy take. How about David Pastrnak? Because it seems like all that guy does is he scores and just turns the puck over all the damn time. And like his effort this year has not been that great either. I don't know. I really don't know where they go from here. They might be forced to ship Pastrnak out of town. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. Because right now they're mid. They're in the same situation as the Red Sox, except they have their homegrown talent. That's why they're not getting as much hate from me, is because at least they kept the homegrown talent, but they constructed the team the wrong way around that talent. You get what I'm saying. We're going to react to this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe now if you guys new. You guys know what to do. Go check out the website. The link is in the description down below. And without further ado, stop straight into this video.
How many games did you have? They just been absolutely run off the ice.
Oh, I feel like such an idiot. All day yesterday in the updates, I kept referring to this as, oh, the Bruins playing the wretched Sabres. I got it wrong. The wretched team last night was the Bruins. What did these just happen? I'm an idiot. Like, I should know better at this point. This just happened with the Devils like a week and a half.
5-1.
Yeah.
So
At least with the Devils, I don't mean to pause it right away, but like, brought up a great point here. At least with the Devils, they're one of the better teams in the NHL. Not saying that's an excuse for the Bruins or anything else, but I'm just saying, like, with the Devils at least the Devils, oh wow, they fell to third in their division. Whatever. They'd be first in the division if they were in the Atlantic Division. They have 64 points. They're 29, 18, and 6. So at least they are 10 times better than you are. I'll give them that.
We've lost games this year. Starting, again, opening night, 6-4 in Florida. That sounds close. It wasn't. They've lost 6-4, 5-2, 8-2, 7-2, 8-1, 5-1, 6-4, 5-1 to the Devils last week, 7-2 to the Sabres.
6-2 to Winnipeg.
I mean, how many nights? It feels like every third game. They are quite literally getting run off the ice.
Yep.
Usually good teams, sometimes horrible ones like last night.
It feels when it's the horrible ones, they're even worse. Like, the losses are just, I mean, that the Sabres? 7, it was basically 6. The 7th was open, but like 7-2, you lose to that team. You should give your paychecks back.
There have been 13 games where they've allowed 5 or more goals.
I mean, it's preposterous.
Unsurprisingly, they're 0-13.
Jeremy Swayman. Maybe I will scratch that itch. Nice contract. Good thing. Good thing I listened to you people. Yeah, you got to have the goalie. Got to sign him to that contract. He's allowed the most goals in the league. Did you know that?
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Damn! Yikes, Swayman. Kind of proving the Bruins' point as to like why they didn't want to give you that contract. Which, I am so mad at Don Sweeney for handling that situation the way he did. He should have got Swayman on the contract they wanted first. And then if they wanted to trade Omar, sure. But you traded Omar first. And now it's proven like, hey, Omar might have been the better goalie to keep rather than Swayman. You trade Omar away. And now Swayman has all of the leverage. Because if you don't have Swayman, your goalie is Korpisellov, you had to give him the money. You just had to. Damn, Swayman really fooled a lot of people with how good he played in the playoffs last year. And then how good he was during the regular season because he only played it. He split the games with Omar. So we never got to see Jeremy Swayman as like the main guy on the team. He fooled all of us there.
One kiss is all it takes.
When they're not on goals against average, he's allowed the most
Gross is right.
goals in the league.
Ridiculous.
Capital G, gross. He's allowed 110 goals.
Wow.
Sorry, that's funny.
That's horrible.
That's
We're not even
trash.
in February.
It's so bad.
Oh, wow, that's a crap ton of goals.
It's so bad.
110?
And it was, I think Mazz was in the same boat. I just happened to catch snippets of this game while driving around in the car. So I was listening to beers. and his frustration growing by the minute, by the
it got
goal.
worse as the game went on.
So that was
the third goal,
so
right?
that was a third goal. And again, there were a couple of goals last night that you would say, you'd watch where they went into the net and say, heat-seeking missile, like, okay, he put it in the mail slot, but they're from distance. Like that.
Right.
Thompson's third for his hat trick. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, but there were a couple, again, Thompson's second, or maybe it was the first. That was right through the wickets from a high slot.
Yeah, I didn't love that one.
You know, again, it was he must have hit the thing 120 miles an hour, but typically you don't score from where he scored on that shot, the first one, without a screen. And he did. And this, pronounce it Paterka? What's it?
JJ Paterka.
Paterka, again, put it in the upper corner, but where he shot it from, you're typically not scoring from there in today's NHL without a screen or a tip.
You got to save that one.
You got to come out, cut down the angle, and, okay. So, like, the Sabres had, I think, like 3 or 4 of them where they hit the corner, they were right under the bar, but from where they were shot from, it's like,
really?
This isn't the days where Mike Bossy comes flying down the wing and scores from 20 feet with a slap shot or Guy Lafleur. Like, you got it. They're just not scored like that anymore in the NHL, except they were last night because Swayman played, I think, just so passive and soft. And so I think he was a big part of it.
Sorry.
And as Beers is saying there.
Sorry, guys, I had to do that real quick. This is how much of a psychopath I am. I literally, at the time of recording, just came out of a colonoscopy. I'd say a few hours ago. Here I am doing a reaction for you guys. You're welcome, guys. That's how much I love you guys. Subscribe, guys.
Save there. Would have liked to save there. Yeah, would have liked to save there for sure. But it's not about. Swayman has sucked this year, but the whole team is just something not right. And Beers' frustration growing.
Elias Lindholm's contract is looking atrocious right now.
Here's Beers as the action. I put that in air quotes. Continued.
So 3-1. Getting outshot. You know, run somebody. Nobody in Buffalo's going to do anything. Right. Run somebody.
Not good, Steve.
That I know of, anyhow. You know, why not?
Here's Geeky finding Pasternak up the ice. Pasternak at the top of the left circle, try to leave it for Zacha. Kicked on into the corner.
You did not have a power play last game against the Avalanche. You don't have one today. There's no penalties today. Like, get into this game physically.
Do something.
He's 100% right.
He's right.
Another passionless effort, no low effort. That
it's how they've been all season.
Come in, punch the clock Bruins for the last couple of months. And what drove me crazy, I mentioned this in the email. I'm sure everyone's like tapped out at this point. 1 and change left in the game. It's 6-2. After the whistle, Zadorov, this thug idiot, runs after the whistle. It's just like sore loser. Like you watch, I'll show you the clip because no one saw it at this point. It's like
he goes thug loser.
Yeah, after the previous 58 minutes of not touching.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if anyone out there and watch this was like, well, you're trying to send a message. Why would you think you're an idiot if you think that at that point in the game? It's 6-2. The game's over. If you want that kind of thing, like Beers is calling for, it has to be when the game's not in hand.
Right.
And over. He just came off as a sore loser idiot.
Right.
Horse
exactly.
left the barn. You needed to do it a hell of a lot earlier.
So, Beers continued.
Run somebody.
Do something. Run somebody. But, you know, and he's not.
I haven't watched many games
or anything like that.
Honestly,
don't get carried away with the comment. He's just.
It's unwatchable.
Do something.
Bring some energy. Something. Wake up.
That's why it's unwatchable.
How about Paterka after the 5-2 goal?
There's none of that.
Back in toward the blue line, but Lettieri spun off of it, and back the other way comes Paterka, slipping right in and scores. J.J. Paterka with his second of the game as he split the defense, and it's 5-2 Buffalo.
Second time today that when the Bruins have scored, Buffalo's come right back and scored. And that's just Paterka, individual effort. He splits Laura and Wotherspoon. Just wanted it more. He wants it more. You know, you can't be soft in those situations.
He's so right.
Soft.
He's so right.
I heard that one in the car last night, and I went, ooh, like Beersy get some edge to him there. He wanted it more. You can't be that soft. And then he got even madder. It kept getting more and more agitated.
The 6-2 goal was an empty netter, but again, Jimmy, let's hear it.
So down 3, Joe Sacco with a last-ditch effort here. And off the face-off, puck is grabbed and brought out of his zone by Paterka. He'll shoot and score.
Sorry.
You won the draw.
And Peterka just fights his way past everybody. You won the draw. Lindholm does his job and wins the draw behind him. And it's Peterka that comes up with the puck.
And it's a hat trick for him as well. 3 goals for Peterka, 3 goals for Tage Thompson.
I'm telling you, the words you're going to hear are not good enough. And that's just not good enough.
He's so right.
Legitimately pissed.
Oh yeah, no,
He's
that's
so right.
as mad as I've ever heard of him.
He's so right, though.
I heard that one and went, holy crap, he's pissed, and he's right.
He is.
Freaking Low-Rise standing there doing nothing. Pasternak standing there
doing nothing.
Zaka tried to jump into it late, but the guy's already going
Too
the
late.
other way. They were standing there like traffic cones.
They're sleeping.
He'll shoot and score.
Sorry.
Sorry.
This sucks. He was pissed. He was pissed. I mean, I can only imagine like what Neely feels or Sweeney feels or even
You know what Sweeney's feeling right now? This is how he's feeling. Oh shit, I'm fired. Neely's fired too. Get them to bolt the hell out of here. Congratulations. You fired the coach thinking it was the coach. It's not the coach. It wasn't Cassidy. It wasn't Montgomery. It's your players that you have on the ice. And it's the talent that's on this team. It's just not good enough. You surrounded your homegrown talent with the wrong group of players. And by that I mean like in terms of talent-wise, obviously. Pasta, McAvoy, Marchand. You surrounded all those guys with the wrong pieces. Coyle, probably not. Zaka seemed like the last couple of years that he's been on the team, it seemed like it's been a fluke. Frederick, he showed some fight at least. Other than that, really. Ugh. Not great. Not great at all. Sweeney, get out of here. Neely, get out of here. Both of you, get out of here. And then whoever comes in, clean house, get rid of the bug, and let's just start all over. I am fine with a rebuild at this point.
Sacco, talk about walking into a
Pick the
pile
guys
of
that
crap.
deserve to be here and build around, and let's just start the hell over.
Just fights his way past everybody.
Peterka.
You won the draw. Lindholm does his job and wins the draw behind him.
I just hate this pattern they're in, where like they'll fool some people. A couple of good wins, like Florida, Tampa, and then lose in overtime to Ottawa. They had won a couple of games, including beating Colorado, and then they have this. This is who they really are.
Yes.
Don't fool yourself.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying.
Run somebody.
The number
And
of
you people ask me, hey, when you going to your next Bruins game? How about not anytime soon? Sorry.
games where they've been just run out of the gym is insane. And that is what they are. And this thing with Neely the other day saying we have to be prepared for two paths. There's only one path.
Yes.
And they have to retool the team.
Yes.
And if you want to fire the general manager, by all means, you can go fire the general manager.
They should do that.
It's like it's over. Like
it is.
I would say this quote unquote run is over. And if you want to say this goes all the way back to when they signed Zdeno Chara in 2006, 2007, whatever year that was, and it's sort of like the Chara, Bergeron, Marchand, like that run, that team that's been on.
Gotcha.
I think it's kind of
that's what he means by run. Okay, then cool. Yeah, get it. I get it. Yeah, because they've made a ton of playoffs. They've made a ton of deep runs, I guess. Maybe I was a little bit harsh in the beginning of the video for saying, like, what run? But I get what they're saying. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
I consider this the same era. It's run its course. Like Marchand has been a bad captain and has lost his use as a player, really. And what's left? Who's taken over? Who's taken over the team? It should be McAvoy. He's, not. He's regressed on the ice. Not sure what kind of leader he is off the ice. No idea. So he hasn't picked up the slack. It's not like they've kept it going. They did from They kept it going from Chara through Bergeron, and they did it nicely. Did a nice job keeping a high-end team for a long time, and they should have won more, but that's a different story. They've had a good whatever this is.
They didn't win more because they have a bunch of choke artists in that locker room. That's why they haven't won. They haven't won. They only won one cup because the team's a bunch of choke artists. That's how they are. Restart. Start all over.
This is 15, 16 years. It's like over. So
it is.
You've got to really retool the team and be committed to retooling the team. And Sweeney's probably not the guy to do it.
He's definitely not the guy to do it.
One of the primary reasons they need to cut ties with Marchand, too. Like they do. They need to sort of turn it. Like it's symbolic, I think, at this stage, largely, because obviously he's here and there's nothing different about it. But that would sort of sever the last, connection.
Right.
To me, that it's all the more reason to do it.
And look, that team you played last night that still beat you, even though they're wretched still, the Sabres, you don't want to turn into that. They mentioned in the broadcast, they haven't made the playoffs in 13 seasons. It's the longest drought in the NHL. But you got to try something because this ain't it.
So it's right. It's a tough spot. They couldn't bottom out if they tried. I mean, they can't trade all their guys with no movements. They all have no movement clauses. You might be able to move some of those guys.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get all 6 or 7 or 8 of them to agree to be traded. And you're just not going to trade 8 guys. It's just like, it's so... I don't think they can bottom out. They've got to, which, I don't want them doing that anyway. You know how I feel about that. But even if they wanted to do it, even if you felt that was the right thing to do, they can't do it. So it's got to be something else. But, don't get fooled by any, as Murray said, intermittent success here. If you beat Colorado or you happen to get 1 or 2 against Florida or Tampa, what they are is what they were last night. And what they were opening night against Florida, not competitive. And what they've been, it feels like once every week, once every 10 days, 8-2 to Carolina, 7-2 at Dallas, 5-1 versus Columbus, 8-1 at Winnipeg. That was a good one.
And they got them again tomorrow night.
5-1.
6-2 against Winnipeg.
Nice little back-to-back.
This video was before that game.
At Winnipeg. Then go to Seattle 2 nights later, 5-1, lose to the Kraken. Go to Columbus, lose 6-2. Then they had that nice 6-game losing streak, the last 4 of which they allowed 6, 5, 4, and 4 goals. So I mean that's what they are.
Against
5-1
Ottawa.
to Jersey, 7-2 to Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo's got the 3rd worst record in the league.
That's crazy.
Okay, he'll shoot and score. Sorry.
Don't apologize. It is that bad.
Oh, he was ready to lose his mind.
If you like that clip, check out more.
Oh, damn. You hate to see it. And I'm sorry to you Bruins fans that have subscribed to this channel. I really am. I wish the Bruins were doing a lot better because there would be quite a few more games. I agree with everything they said. It's over. It's time to just start over. Start over. I'm not against it. Sometimes you have to hit the rock bottom in order to work your way back up again. I think the Bruins are just at that state right now. A new GM would do numbers for this beginning. Because Sweeney, he's made a ton of terrible decisions. We could list them off on a podcast in the future, but that's going to do it for this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. We'll show the website. Links in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching this one. It's been your boy Jesse, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.